Okay, guys, and good morning and welcome to the session. Please confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. How many people have joined it? Let's wait for a few minutes while others join and then we'll start. Okay, class. So I think let's get started. We have already waited for at least 15-20 minutes. Okay, so let's use a ggplot. Okay, so what you guys have to do is, first of all, you need to install the package. Install dot packages in double quotes ggplot2. So install it and library, and then we will use a ggplot to create some plots. So probably it will take half an hour or 45 minutes to explore our ggplot. So first of all, there was only ggplot, but in the recent version, ggplot2 is there. So install it and library it. While installation, obviously you need net connection, and the name of the package should be mentioned in double quotes. Install it and let me. Okay, so Amol and Pranav is done. What about others? Okay, so there is, do you guys have this file, Titanic? Let's take that file. सबके पास होगी, I guess. If not, then let me know, I'll share it. So you read your file, and then if you want, you can view your file also. Okay. Class, do you have the file, Titanic file?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So just view it, and then let's try to build some plots on this file and on some another file as well. But abhi ke liye ye file लो. Okay, so let's quickly explore it. So you have a you have a P class column, you have a survived column, name, sex, age, gender, all these things, home, destination, both. But let's say if I want to find out, if I want to do something on the survived, okay. So what I'll do is I'll just ggplot, and the name of the file is Titanic. So let's take that Titanic, and then I'll say AES X equal to survived. What is survived? Survived is the name of the column. Plus geometric bar. And if I create something, so you will have these two things. So let me zoom it. Okay. So in survived column, guys, if you see, there are two things. It is taking two values, either 1 or 0. So it gives you the count for 1 and 0. So how many survived and how many did not survive. So 1 means person survived and 0 means the person did not survive. So how am I building the plot? Let's try understanding it. So if you notice, the way it is being built is little different. So I'm using the ggplot function. Titanic is the name of my data frame. And what is this AES? AES stands for your aesthetics. AES basically stands for your aesthetics. Aesthetics. So it will represent your basically size. It will represent your size, shape, color. And then you are saying something like this, GEOM. GEOM would be used for your, whether you want to have a point, lines, or bars. Okay. And X is your whatever you want to have on your X-axis. Survived is the name of your column. Survived is the name of your column. So correct plot.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm getting an error called lazy load database.
Lazy load database. Okay, can you put your code on the chat window? Let me have a look. See, keep one thing in mind, that this ggplot bracket is getting closed over here. And then plus geometric bar, I'm saying. So some people might be doing this kind of mistake. They might be saying, they might be closing it over here. So this probably is not a correct method. Okay. So this will get removed and this will come over here. Let me clear it and then again draw it. So if you're getting an error, put your code on the chat window. Let's run it and see what's the error. Okay, you are getting error while installing the package, I guess. True.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how did you install this package? Install.packages ggplot2.
Yes, sir.
Have you given it in double quotes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अपना code रखो, corresponding code at line number 258 to 59. Let me see. Lazy load error, database, C user, this, RDB, RWell library is correct. ggplot2 library install dot packages ggplot2 library ggplot2 ये तो ठीक लग रहा है दिखने में, इसमें तो कोई इशू नहीं दिख रहा.
I'm restarting R just to be sure.
Yes, restart it. Did it help? So I think your laptop, or is your laptop very old, or how is it?
It's 4 5 years old.
सारी चीजें अपडेटेड हैं उसमें, सी जावा सब अपडेटेड है.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You try using this thing. Try opening this URL. Try downloading it. Probably it may help. Guys, ध्रुव इंस्टॉल हुआ तुम्हारा? Dhruv, let me know once you have installed it.
Yes, sir, it's done. I just had to restart R.
Okay, okay. Now try doing this coding. अपने ये line number 266 की coding करो and
Yes, sir, it's done.
Okay, guys, so let's get started. Move ahead. Let's take another data set, empty cars, which you already know, and try putting some new plots over there, view empty cars. So you are already aware of the empty cars data set. You have MPG, cylinder disposition, all those things. Let's try to build a plot over here. So let me say ggplot. And first of all, I'll give empty cars, comma, and let me say AES, x equal to gear, comma, y equal to MPG, and let me say color equal to gear. Let me say plus geometric GEOM bar. Let's see what do we get. So I'm trying to put another type of plot. Let me see if I'm able to get it or not. Okay. So one second, you can zoom it. And let's discuss what is being done over here. So I'm saying empty cars, x equal to gear and y equal to MPG. So basically, this time I'm putting two variables, one on my x-axis, another on my y-axis. So whatever you have said x equal to gear, so gear would be taken on your x-axis and MPG would be taken on your y-axis. And color equal to gear. So if you notice the intensity of the color is changing. So the value, so when the values are towards the 3, the intensity of color is different. And as the values go up towards the 5, the intensity is changing. And then geometric bar equal to, it will give you the bar. Now, what is start equal to identity? To study this, let's do one thing. If you want, we can give something like this. Let's see. So start basically overrides the default connection between geometric bar and the start counts. So so when you are giving this color equal to gear, basically you need to give start equal to identity. Okay. Otherwise, if you are not giving start equal to identity, what will happen? You are likely to get an error. You're likely to get an error. So that is why you need to give start equal to identity so that it can give you the color shadings. Right? Done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we have done, I'm saying Q plot, disposition. What is disposition? Disposition is the name of a column, which is numeric and continuous. And then I'm saying cylinder. So cylinder is taking, I think it is taking three values, either 4. How many values is it taking? 4, 6, and 8. 4, 6, and 8. And then data is equal to empty class. So from where should I take this DISP and cylinder? I should take it from empty class data frame. So basically what I'm getting a kind of my scatter plot. So you are getting a distribution at point number 4, point number 6, and point number 8. So you can write a comment over here. It's a kind of scatter plot with DISP on x-axis, and you can say cylinder on y-axis. सबका आ रहा है? Is everyone getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So when you have installed this package, ggplot or ggplot2, I'll say, a new data set. Now this time the name of the data set is MPG. So don't get confused with MPG. MPG is the name of a column in empty class, but MPG is the name of your data frame also. So when you try to view MPG, you have this type of data. Manufacturer, model, disposition, year, cylinder, trans, driveway, city, highway, first class, compact. And since this is the inbuilt data set, if you give question mark, you can read a bit about this data set. So it tells you fuel economy data from 1999 to 2008 for 38 popular models of the car. Take 2 minutes and try reading it. And let's put a color. Color is through your drive. Either four-wheel, front wheel, or rear wheel. Okay, so color equal to DRV. Now let's see what happens. HWY. Okay. Okay, so you get this type of graph. Now, can someone tell me what is happening in this graph? So you have a very beautiful, amazing graph in front of your eyes, but ये graph meaning क्या convey कर रहा है?
So there are three types of highway tariff.
Guys, give me 2 minutes. I will be back. Okay. Yeah, someone was explaining, please. So what information do you get from this? So I'm getting one message from Pranav, and he has sent me a direct message. So let me put it what he has sent. So this is the message from Pranav. And I think what he's saying is in a way correct only. It tells us the highway mileage. So HWI is your nothing but your highway mileage, varies with respect to your engine disposition. So engine disposition is on your x-axis and highway mileage is on your y-axis. And data is equal to MPG, color equal to drive wave. So we can see that more the disposition, less is the highway. We can see that more is the disposition and less is the highway mileage. So yes, obviously. So as the disposition is increasing, so if you are moving on the x-axis, on the right-hand side, you can see that highway mileage is decreasing. And then your color equal to DRV. So four-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, and the rear-wheel drive. So what is the impact of all those things? And four-wheel, front wheel, and the rear wheel are shown with your three different color, red, green, and blue. So creating a plot is one thing, but so suppose let's say you get this graph and you want to present it to the customer, then you should be able to explain him. Okay, that what do you understand? And obviously, if a customer is a experienced person, he will obviously understand. And let's do the same thing. And let me change it to something else. Class. So in class, what all values do we have? Before that, let's do it. Let me say table MPG dollar class. So you have your two-seater, compact, mid-size, minivan, pickup, subcompact, and SUV. So let's pick this thing, put it over here. And instead of color being DRV, let's say color is equal to class. And what type of graph do we get? So you get this type of graph. So now, since there are so many classes, the graph looks very good, but then probably as a human being, it is little difficult to interpret. सबका आ रहा है? Yes. Let's take one more another data set. Just say qplot. And if I say DISPL, and if I say data equal to MPG, let's not include anything else. अब देखते हैं क्या होता है. Okay, so you basically get a kind of histogram. Or let's do it on a let's build it on a little bigger data set. सब लोग एक काम करो, read the file Lanka, and then let's try to build over there. Okay, so let me say, let's take this column. Data equal to LCM, and let's not put any intervals. Let's take the default intervals. Okay, so you get this type of, so it is giving a suggestion. So using bins 30, so pick up the better value. So the default number of bins is 30. If you want, you can change the number of bins. That means a bins equal to 50. So you get this type of plot. Now please plot karo. So I hope everyone is getting. So from the chart, we can say that it's almost normal distribution. And this time, let me say fill equal to small. Let me see. So you get two histograms superimposed on each other. So in smoke is the name of the column. You have either yes or no. So fill equal to smoke. And then you already have the legend no and yes. Guys, is everyone getting? I hope.
Yes, sir.
And let me take the same thing and add a little more variation. So this time let me say geometric equal to density. Let's remove this thing. Greater than geometry equal to density. I think density should be coming in quotes. So basically, it gives you the density curve. Now, this is where the challenge in ggplot is. You have to remember so many things, that density should come in quotes and whatever. So many things you need to remember. The same thing was not there in your matplotlib. Everything was very simple. You don't need to remember much. Okay. Okay, so I think I have waited for enough time. People have done it. So
Yes, sir.
just keep on responding on the chat window. Otherwise, I don't come to know how much people have done. So sometime I may wait for a little longer time. Okay, so instead of geometry, let me say lung cap, and let's do one thing. Let me say facets equal to, it's not facet equal to. देखते हैं आता है कि नहीं आता. Otherwise, I'll change it. This one is not. अच्छा. I think it will take something like this. Okay. So let me say bins equal to 50. Right? So bins equal to 50. So basically you are saying, so smoke takes two values, either yes or no. Okay. And lung cap is the name of the column. LCN is the name of your data frame. Facets. So basically it will break your diagram or break your graph into two parts. Two parts as in how many levels you have within your this variable, this column. It will break your data into those many parts. And bin says how many graphs or how many bars do you. Okay. Done. Acha, see, I hope people understand what is this. This is your wave sign, which indicates that it is a function of this column. Okay. So anyway, even if you do not understand this sign, just have patience, because today when we'll build our linear regression or any other model, so you will automatically get very much comfortable with this tilde sign basically. So it indicates that your y is a function of x. Okay. Let's take another data set. Mammals. Few mammals not found. Okay. Why not found by? Okay, let's load this data set. Okay, this data set is not there. So I thought it is inbuilt in this thing. What are the things? Okay, so let's explore a few more things in ggplot. So let me say ggplot and then we say data equal to LCM. And I can say AES, X equal to gender, and Y equal to lung cap. Let me say color equal to red. And what do I want? I want, let me say, geometric underscore box plot. Okay, let's see. Do I get a box plot? Okay, so this is how you get a box plot. Now let's quickly discuss what we are doing. So I'm saying data is equal to LCN. LCN is the name of your data frame. AES is your aesthetics. So on x-axis, I'm taking gender. On y-axis, I'm taking lung cap. Color equal to red, whatever is your choice. And then I'm saying your box plot. So it builds a box plot. सब लोग please try करो. So Vaishnavi says done. What about others, guys? Have they done?
Done, sir.
Okay,
Done, sir.
done. So जल्दी से एक बार histogram वापस देख लेते हैं with little different thing. Let me say ggplot, and then I say data equal to LCN, and I'll say something like this: AES asterisks x equal to, let me say, Lanka plus GEOM histogram, and let's see what happens. So you get a histogram, and then let's change the color. Color equal to, let me say, blue color में आएगा नहीं आएगा. It gets you in blue color. Okay, so it is saying pick a better one. So let's pick a better one. Bin equal to 40. Okay, so this is how you get it. So again, same thing. So data equal to LCN, aesthetics, and GUM is equal to histogram. So basically, whether you want to build a histogram or a box plot or whatever, the only thing which you need to change is geometric point. So whatever geometry do you want, whether you want box plot or histogram or line plot or whatever. So depending upon that, it will give you. And there is one more parameter which we can control. Let me say bin width is equal to 2. Let me put something like this. Okay. अच्छा, बोला नई लाइन को समझ नहीं आ रही उसे. Okay, so can you notice the width changes? Width changes, and similarly you can keep on reducing. So let me say 0.5. Okay, so do some trial and error, whatever bin width suits you. So if your number of bars are very less, then you can increase the width. If the number of bars are many, then you can reduce the width. Now what I want to do is I want to take the same thing and let's remove this color. If you want, you can take the color also. Bin width equal to 0.5, and I'm trying to add few more small parameter. Line type equal to dashed. Okay, so basically what happens, your lines, the intermediate lines which were coming have gone. So you are removing the lines if you want to remove the lines. सबका आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Done.
Done, sir.
Okay,
Done,
let's
sir.
see. Okay. Okay, thanks for confirming. Let's see a few more things. Suppose if I take the same thing, if I take the same thing, this one, and put it once again, and let's remove few parameters, and bandwidth we're gonna need here. So bin is equal to 40, color is equal to this much. Okay. And then let me put some labeling. So I'm saying plus, and then let me say labs. So X lab and Y lab. So whatever you want to write on the, so let me say volume of lungs in CC. Comma Y is equal to you can say kind of or you can say capacity, whatever you want to write, capacity or count, and then title. Let me say histogram on lung cap, whatever. And then you close the bracket. So if you notice, title is not coming. I think title should not be in quotes, man. And this title का T भी छोटा होना चाहिए. Title equal to histogram. क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है? One second. My mistake. So I think I am making some brackets are
So
not getting.
bracket lung cap, double bracket.
डबल ब्रैकेट होना चाहिए. क्यों डबल ब्रैकेट भाई? यहाँ पे एक डबल, यहाँ पे करेक्ट. लंग का पास नहीं, अभी भी नहीं आ रहा है. So unexpected symbol x equal to lung cap plus geometric histogram color equal to blue, bens equal to 40, labs x equal to lux, y is equal to capacity, title is equal to histogram on lung cap. So it is not getting written. I think somewhere I am making a mistake. Abhi I have. So histogram on lung cap, capacity, volume of lungs in CC. Okay. So now this is where I don't like R that much. Even for a simple things, you have to write a very big amount of code. So, but yes, so labs is whatever you want to write on your x-axis and y-axis. So in Matplotlib, we were having x label and y label, and we were having main. So main is the name of the chart. So over here, it is noted by your title. अब सब लोग please करो. Done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm putting one code in the chat window. Please take this code hello, please. Okay. So, and create one data frame. So your data frame df1 would look something like this. देखो ऐसा data frame आ रहा है सबका? Okay. So this is the data frame which you are getting. Okay. And now what I'm doing is I'm going to put one bar plot. Okay. Guys, is everyone getting what we are doing? So I'm saying ggplot. What is df1? df1 is the name of your data frame. And within your df1, you have your two columns. One is your GDP and another is your country. So I'm saying AES X equal to blank. And I'm saying Y is equal to GDP fill equal to countries. And then I'm saying geometric bar width equal to 1, start equal to identity. So basically I'm getting a one bar plot kind of thing. But my aim is not to get a bar plot, but my aim is to get a pie chart. So what I'll say, so if I rotate this plot, then probably I can get my pie chart. So I'll say not equal polar, and I'll say y equal to 0. So I get my pie chart. So I'll put this code on the chat window if you want. Okay. So I know that many people are not clear or would not be clear how is this pie chart coming. Let me explain it once more. See, basically, let's do one thing. Everyone, please have a look over here. So let me say if I run the line number 317, and then if you see this bar plot, so you get something like this. You get something like this. So let me do this thing. Oh, and put it on over here. Okay, now if I rotate this thing, okay, so for example, if I hold this thing, if you fix this thing, and then you rotate something like this, then you will get a pie chart. You will get a pie chart, or you can say you will get a circle. The same thing is happening over here. So basically when I'm saying bar plot, so bar plot already contains the information. So if you notice, the length of the US is maximum, followed by UK, followed by your China, Germany, whatever. So based upon how much is the value, the length would be more or less. Then I'm saying coordinate polar. So basically this CORD polar is used to create your pie chart. Okay, so it is a little, what else I'll say? I'll not say tricky, but yes, so you have to remember a few more parameters. You have to first build a plot, bar plot, and then you have to rotate the bar plot to get your pie chart. But at the end, the pie chart is actually looking good.
Done, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys. So I think we are done with our plots. Okay. And take your break. And after break, let's try to build a linear regression. Okay, linear regression on. So linear regression we will start today. But since linear regression is it takes little time, so we will start on 2 simple data set, and we will continue tomorrow also. So building the linear regression model would be, I'll not say difficult, it would be as easy the way we have built in Python. Only thing is the way we build would be little bit different, okay? And the sampling what we do is little different, but the concept will still be the same. कितनी देर का break चाहिए? Take your some 25 minutes break, or let's meet at 10. 25. Okay, take your break. So it's 10. Let's meet around 10:25 and we'll build a linear regression plot. So I'll go on mute for some time.
So,
Yes, tell me.
सर ये जो बार प्लॉट आपने बनाया है फिर से एक बार इसे एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो मतलब थोड़ा सा समझ में नहीं आया
ओके ठीक है, देखो DF1 क्या है पहले यहाँ से देखो. सो DF1 इज कंटेन्स योर GDP एंड कंट्रीज. ओके, सो सबसे हाईएस्ट वैल्यू किसका है? यूएस का है 19.4 फॉलोड बाय चाइना. सो सपोज जब हम इसको ऐसे करते हैं, सो लेट्स ओनली सी आर बार प्लॉट. So if you notice, the length for different countries are different. So for example, US pink में आया है, तो उसका length सबसे ज्यादा है. China is in red, so उसका length second most, right? Then, so I am saying GG plot DF1 x equal to blank. So x axis पे कुछ नहीं दिया है. Y is equal to GDP. So GDP as in what is GDP? GDP is the name of your column. So it contains the numbers. Fill equal to countries. So colors are being filled based upon your countries. And then I am saying geometric position is your bar plot. Okay, width equal to 1 if you don't want. So width is how much big और उसकी width कितनी होनी चाहिए. Okay, then I'm saying bar plot plus coordinate polar y start equal to 0. इसको कुछ ऐसे समझो. देखो, so for example let me say, so if you have this bar, एक छोटा सा bar create कर लो where you have different segments. Okay, and if you fix this thing, so what I'm saying start equal to 0. So start equal to 0 is nothing but this point. And so what it will happen if you fix this thing and you are saying coordinate polar. So what this will do, it will rotate your chart. So अगर ये rotate हो जाएगा और एक point अगर fix है तो वो अपने आप circle बन जाएगा, which is nothing but a pie chart. ठीक है. And if you notice one more thing, suppose करो ये जो colors है इन colors को ध्यान से देखो और तुम देखोगे कि उसी सेम ओरिएंटेशन में कलर्स आए. In the same orientation the colors are there. So for example, let me do one thing. Let me take one snippet over here. देखो, सपोज करो ये अगर मेरा 1 था, ये 2 था, ये 3 था, ये 4, ये 5, ये 6. सो देखो वैसे ही आया 1 2 3 4 5 एंड 6. तो उसने क्या करा, उसको ऐसा घुमा दिया. either you turn this way or you turn this way. At the end तो तुम्हें सर्कल ही आने वाला है. ठीक है, अभी समझा?
यस सर
ओके ठीक है, take a break and after break let's do our linear regression. Okay, yes, so I'm back. And what about others? So 12 people have joined back. Okay, let's wait for some time and then we'll start. Extend your break by 5 more minutes and then we'll start. Okay, so let's get started. Please confirm if I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo. So let's build our linear regression model. Okay, so what we will do, as usual, the way I take up the class, we will start with a simple one. And once people are clear how to build it on the simple data, obviously we will take a little bigger data set where huge amount of data cleaning and everything would be needed. But let's start with a simple one. So my expectation is people remember what is linear regression. What are the assumptions in linear regression? What is the nature of target variable? What are your X variable? ये सारी चीजें याद आती हैं लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Anyway, now these days people are preparing for interviews, so I hope they might have revised it. So basically, in linear regression, you have your target variable, which is numeric and continuous. And then you have many X variables. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's take it on a very small data set. So for example, view empty cars. So over here, let's take MPG as a target variable. Okay. And rest all of them as my X variables. Okay. Since this is our first example, let's build the model without sampling. Okay. So basically, my aim is not to teach what sampling is, because you guys already know what is sampling, what is random sampling, and why do we need sampling. So I'm skipping that part in this very first example. I'm trying to focus on how to build the model in R. And once you learn how to build one model, the way you build any other model in R would be about 95%, it would be same. Okay. So first of all, and since people are coming from one particular language background, so you know Python, you know how to build the model in Python. So let's draw the parallel. So let's draw the parallel between how we build the model in Python and how do we build it in R. So for example, when we want to build the model in Python, what did we do? We imported something from sklearn or wherever. Then you created an object, and then you run your fit function. Okay. So same thing. Let's try to replicate the same thing so that you can easily remember. So you import something from sklearn. So for linear regression, probably you don't need to import anything. There is already a inbuilt function is already there. So what I'll do, I'll say LM. So this LM, what is LM? LM stands for your linear module. So LM is already a function available in R to build your linear regression model. Okay. So, and then I need to pass my X comma Y. So while building your model in Python, I used to give fit followed by X comma Y. Okay. So पहले X आता था, बाद में Y आता था. So similarly, over here, what I'll do is I'll say MPG. Now this is where there is a little change. I'll say MPG. Pehle Y aaya. So I'm saying MPG as my target variable. I repeat, MPG is my target variable, and rest all other variables are my X variable. So I'll say MPG and I'll say tilde sign, or you can say wave sign, dot, comma, data equal to empty cars. And you store it in a variable. Let me say model empty cars. And if I've done everything right, then my model has been created.
Sir, you forgot LM, sir. LM.
हाँ, अरे LM नहीं, मैंने LM लिखा था, कहाँ गायब हो गया? Okay, I think by mistake it got erased. Okay, so model has been created. So again, I'm repeating. So whether you are building linear regression, logistic regression, or whatever. So what is that general syntax in your R? So general syntax in your R would be something like this. It would be general syntax. It would be something like this. Function name, then you give your Y variable. Give your tilde sign, dot, and then you give your data equal to whatever. Okay, so function name will keep on changing. So if you are building logistic, the function name will become GLM. If you are building decision tree, the function name will change to your D tree. If you are building random forest, it would be RF. But on the left hand side of your tilde sign, Y आएगा. Uske right hand side में dot आएगा. So I will talk more on dot and then data. So from whichever data frame you want to take your X and Y variable. Okay. अब सब लोग please करो.
Done, sir.
What about others?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Now model has been created. Now I want to see my model. So what I'll say summary model empty cars. That's it. So it will give you the summary. So basically, सब लोग को summary आ रहा है? Let's discuss the summary. Is everyone getting the similar summary?
Yes.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is giving a lot of information. Some of the information is not needed for us. You can just ignore it. But some informations, yes, obviously we need. So first of all, multiple R square. This is the value of your R square, followed by adjusted R square. Okay. So remember in Python, we had to say score and then used to give X comma Y, and then it used to calculate R square. Over here, it gives everything in a one go. So R square, then you have your adjusted R square. Okay. So these are the two main things which you need to look into. Then come to this part, estimate. Can someone tell me what are these numbers which I am selecting? ये क्या numbers हैं? You already know it, but you know it in a little different way. You have already seen this. So for example, do you remember if this is my equation, what is my equation? My equation would be something like this. Since I am building the model, my model would be something like this. My model would be y is equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2, and it will go on till beta n xn. So same thing you are seeing over here. So this is nothing but your beta naught. This is your beta naught. This is your beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta 4, beta 5, beta 6, beta 7, beta 8, beta 9, beta 10. So the beta values. So these are your beta values. So beta naught, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta 4 till your beta n. Now multiple R square. R square is nothing but your R square, and then you have your adjusted R square. Okay. Now this is this information. Focus over here. Focus over here. ये कोई बता सकता है? What is this? Residuals.
Sir, they are like interquartile range, first quartile and third, and the range in third quartile, then median, minimum value of the model car, means like linear regressions, minimum value and maximum value and their quartiles.
Yes. So what she's
5
saying is
number
actually, yes, yes. Tell me, continue,
5
continue, please.
5 number summary.
It is 5 number summary, but all of what? On which
Box
data?
plot.
Box plot तो है, but box plot किस पे किया है? Box plot तो है, वो तो तुमने बिल्कुल सही पहचाना. It is. And same thing Vaishnavi was also saying. So minimum first quartile, median third quartile, maximum. Okay. But किस पे? Is it on cylinder, disposition, HP, DRAT, QSEC, MPG?
MPG.
Okay. थोड़ा और अच्छा guess लो please.
Y variable.
ये देखो, ये देखो, ये देखो क्या हाईलाइट किया है. देखो, see. Now, basically, first of all, when you're building the model, try seeing your R square, try seeing your adjusted R square, then try seeing your intercept, cylinders, whatever. And then you can do a little bit focus on your overhead. See, if you remember your linear regression model. So if this is your linear regression line, okay, and then there are a few points. I'm just taking some points or whatever. So let me say point number A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. So all these points are your actual points. All these points are your actual points. But their predicted value would be something like this. Okay. So you draw 90 degree. So if A is the actual point, then A1 is the predicted value. If B is the actual point, let me remove this H from the, if B is the predicted point, then B1 is your predicted. If B is the actual point, then B1 is your predicted. Similarly, if H is your actual point, then H1 is your predicted, right? So for example, so for point number A and B, the predicted value is less than your actual value. For point number H, G, F, the predicted value would be greater than your actual value. And what is error? Error is nothing but actual minus predicted. So it means errors can be your positive also and can be negative also. Another name for error is nothing but residual. Another name for error is nothing but residual. Keep this thing in mind and revisit your this thing. So can you notice residual? So what is the minimum? So the residuals, the range of residual is starting from -3 and it is going till your plus 4.6. And your first quartile is this much, third quartile is this much, median is this much. So basically by seeing these numbers, you get an idea whether your data is kind of normally distributed or in which range your errors are there. So it gives you information. Obviously, if you want, you can build your box plot also. Suppose when you are guys, what is this residual? Residual is nothing but your errors. ये देखो, if you want to see the residuals. So for each record, you will have the residual. If you want, you can do a box plot also. तुम directly इस पे box plot कर सकते हो, I guess. Okay. So it seems, and if you notice, you get the same thing, almost similar thing. Box plot on residuals. Okay. Now let's come back to the summary and again have a look. Now this is one thing which I like in R. So sometimes when I'm building, if I'm building a linear regression in Python, after all data cleaning and everything, probably मैं एक बार R में कभी कभी बिल्ड करके देखने की कोशिश करता हूँ. Why? Because this is one very good thing which I am getting in R, not the residual one. Residual one I can easily calculate in Python, very easy. This one. Now everyone please focus on the last column. ये एक अच्छा column है, which this facility is probably not available in Python. It is available in Python. I haven't told you, but it doesn't comes with sklearn inbuilt. It comes with your scikit-learn. It comes. Okay. Again, I'm saying please focus on the column which I have highlighted. Or let me do one thing. Let me take a snippet of it and project it on the paint window so that I can use the stylus. इसको एक बार यहाँ पे समझ लो. So this gives you a very good interpretation about your model. Okay. So after seeing this thing, we get to know our R square, we get to know our adjusted R square. So you can notice that R square is around 0.869, adjusted R square is 0.8066. Okay. And if you remember, what is the difference between adjusted R square and the R square? So if you keep on adding the insignificant variables, the R square will keep on increasing, but adjusted R square may start coming down. Adjusted R square may start coming down. So probably over here, the adjusted R square is around, I can say 0.87, and sorry, R square is around 0.87 and adjusted R square is around 0.81, you can say. So there is a difference of around 6%. So probably I can do something that I can try to increase my adjusted R square. Okay. So there is a difference between R square and adjusted R square, which indicates that there might be some insignificant variables. There might be some insignificant variables are used. So I can reduce few variables. So as of now, I am using cylinder, disposition, HP, drag, WT, Cusick, VS, AM, gear, and car. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out of 10 variables or 10x variables which I am using to build the model, I can reduce few of them. And probably I can create an equivalent model, but with the less number of features. Okay. Now, this summary which you are seeing over here will help you in deciding which features are important. So basically, I will say that this last column, which I am highlighting, will help you to decide feature importance. Or you can say feature significance. Now, notice over here, what is written over here? PR greater than or equal to T kind of thing. So basically, these are nothing but your P values. These are nothing but your P values. Okay. I hope people remember what are P values, probability values, when you are doing some statistical testing. So when do you reject the null? A question पूछ रहा हूं, when do you reject the null? Or when is null rejected?
Sir, when the value is greater than 0.5.
When the value is greater than 0.5, okay. Karthik, तुम बताओ, when the value is greater than 0.5 or when the value is less than 0.5 or equal to 0.5? Kalpesh, Lokik, I'm just calling out few names, Shubham, Siddharth.
When the
Like
value is
then-
fall in a critical region, means it's greater than.
No, see, when I'm talking in terms of P value, right? Okay, so when I'm talking in terms of P value, there is a standard statement. So when the value falls in critical region, obviously, yes, you reject the thing. But this time, I'm asking you to have the answer in terms of P values. याद करो, null को reject कैसे करते थे? अमोल, तुम बताओ.
If the p value is
Greater than
Yes.
0.5.
If P value is
Greater than 0.5.
less than 0.05.
कोई जीरो, कोई ग्रेटर देन बोल रहा है, कोई लेस देन बोल रहा है। अपने नोट्स चेक करके प्लीज फाइनल आंसर पे कम करो, कम टू द फाइनल आंसर, फाइनल कंक्लूजन आई विल से। यार ये तो बड़ी सिंपल सी बेसिक बेसिक चीजें हैं एंड एट द सेम टाइम दे आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आल्सो गाइस। सॉफ्टवेयर ने तुम्हें की वैल्यू दी और तुम समझ ही नहीं पा रहे हो कि नल को रिजेक्ट करना है, प्रूव करना है, तो फिर कैसे होगा आगे? have you done chi-square test? Have you done ANOVA? चेक करो वहां पे उनके कोड को चेक करो, देखो कब तुम लोग ने रिजेक्ट करी थी।
Sir, when the value is less than, sir, less than 5%.
Yes, when the value is less than 0.05। याद करो वो दिन जब मैंने बोला था if p value is less than 0.05 तो आंखें बंद करना और नल को रिजेक्ट कर देना। याद आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
यस। तो कहाँ गया
Yes,
भाई?
sir.
ठीक है, तो अगेन लेट मी डू अ स्मॉल रिकैप। सो बेसिकली मैं तुम लोग के लिए एक दो पाइथन क्लास वापस रखूंगा, बट कंसेप्ट वाइज इट विल रिमेन सेम वेदर यू आर डूइंग कोडिंग इन आर और पाइथन और कोई भी। सो कंसेप्ट इज स्टिल सेम गाइस। सो इफ p वैल्यू is less than 0.05, always reject the null, always reject the null। or this is one statement। another thing is as p value decreases, chances of rejecting the null increases, chances of rejecting the null increases। okay, chances of rejecting the null increases। now come back to this diagram। can you notice in front of all the variables you are getting one p value? सबके सामने एक p value आ रही है, you are getting a p value, and the lowest p value you are getting is in front of which variable guys? सबसे lowest value किसके सामने आ रही है?
Sir, AM.
no, I think wait।
WT.
Wait, sir, wait.
Wait.
So the lowest value is in front of 8.0633. So it is almost close to 0.05. Okay. And as the p value decreases, the chances of rejecting the null increases. But what would have been the null? See, come back over here and I am building the model. I am building the model and I'm trying to say, I want to predict MPG, miles per gallon, using my cylinder disposition, HP, DAT, weight, Qsec। So जब तुम मॉडल पहली बार बिल्ड कर रहे थे, then what would have been your null? So let's say you are building the model, you wanted to predict MPG using your HP, cylinder disposition and whatever। So what would have been your null? Your null would have been, is cylinder a significant variable or insignificant variable? जब तुम बिल्ड कर रहे हो, जब तक तुम्हें कुछ नहीं पता है। See, when you are building the model, let me say you are building the model using MPG. You are trying to predict MPG using your cylinder, horsepower, and let me take one more variable and let me say number of gears. Okay. So this is your Y, this is your X1, X2, or X3 है, ठीक है? You are trying to build a model MPG using these three variables. So at the starting, you don't know whether cylinder, HP and gear are important. हमें तो नहीं पता, ये तो हमें तब पता चलेगा ना जब हमने मॉडल बिल्ड कर लिया होगा। So your null would have been 1 second.
Insignificant variables are the null.
See, so basically I got one phone call. So your null hypothesis before building the model would have been that cylinder, HP and gear are not significant. Because मुझे तो पता नहीं ना whether they are significant or not. So I will assume that they are not significant. Remember, so for example, while doing our hypothesis testing, I had told you when we were doing our theoretical session. So for example, if you are trying to do the testing on the vaccine, so the initial assumption would be that vaccines are not effective. And only after testing, you can say that they are effective. So since I'm building the model, I don't know what would be the impact of cylinder on MPG. I don't know what would be the impact of HP on MPG. I don't know what would be the impact of gear on MPG. So the best thing would be to assume that they are not significant. Now, if the p-value comes closer to 0.05 or less than 0.05, I will say that they are significant. That is one thing. Or I can say lower the p-value, more significant would be the variable. Ab please bata sabko yahan tak samajh mein aaya? And please write down this sentence. Lower the p-value, more significant is the variable. Lower the p-value, more significant is the variable. Class, is this clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
How to interpret these p-values? Okay, how to interpret these p-values? Let's do one thing. I'll open another paint window. Okay, now I'm saying lower the p-value, more significant is the variable. Why? Because my null hypothesis was that variables are not significant. So p-value jitni kam hoti jayegi, chances of rejecting the null will increase. And we know that if I reject the null, alternate, it automatically becomes the true. So if null was that variable is not significant, then alternate would be variable is significant. All these things are coming from your hypothesis knowledge. Okay. Now, so which variable becomes most important? Can I say that this one becomes the most important? Now, which variable would be the second most important?
AM.
AM. So AM is 0.23. Okay. So let me say this becomes your second most. And let me call out one name. Rutuja, you tell me which would be the third most important. So first and second I have already marked. According to you, which would be the third most? Rutuja, this question is to you. Which would be the third most important? Okay, so I guess she is not answering.
Is
Dhruv,
it
tum batao.
0.3350?
Q6, sir.
Sir, Q6.
Qsec.
Qsec?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir, Q6.
Qsec. Okay, so iski value third least, right?
Yes.
So this becomes your third one. Okay, so now can we have the fourth one, please?
Is it 0.3350?
Yes. So
HP.
take the
HP.
name, na. This is your HP, na.
Yes, sir.
So this becomes your fourth one. Ek aur please, the next one, just for our practice.
Disperse.
Dis.
DISP.
DISP, uske theek upar wala, right?
Yes, sir.
Just above one. So this becomes your fifth. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's try to build a model using these 5 variables. Okay. So at the starting, I did not know which variables could be more important, which could be less important. But after building my model for the first time, I get some idea. I get an idea that what could be the importance. Now let's do one thing. what I'll do is, let me say, I'll copy this thing, put it over here, and let me say model empty cars 1. So I'm just renaming it. Now this time, so when you say dot, it takes all the X variable. But this time I don't want to build the model using all my X variables. I want some limited number of X variables. So what I'll do is, I'll say something like this. Instead of dot, I will name the columns. What are the name of the columns I want? I want HP, DRAT, whatever. So I'll say HP plus DRAT plus HP, DRAT, and then you have your WT.
QSEC.
DISC.
Spelling say it, QSEC, QSEC, and then you have your AM, right? And I'll attach a plus. So this time I don't want to use all the X variable, but limited number of X variables. So मैंने उनके नाम डाल दिए. So whether you put HP like this, or I'll not say HP like this. So whether you put HP first or whether you put HP at the last. So suppose करो मैं AM यहाँ पे put कर देता हूँ और HP आखिरी में डालता हूँ. So it is one and the same thing. So the order doesn't matter. Whether AM is coming first or AM is coming last, you will get the same model. Okay. So MPG is my target variable, but this time I am using the limited number of X variable. And from where should these X variables should come? They are coming from your, again, empty cars. They are coming from my empty cars. Model build. Let's summary it. So I'll say summary, model, empty cars 1. अब देखते हैं. So my adjusted R square should increase. So can you notice adjusted R square is increasing? Initially it was 0.80. Now it has gone to 0.832. 0.832. And this time it is giving WT as a very significant thing. So 0.0025. QSEC also 0.09. HP is 0.22. Okay. Now please build karo. Dekho. So now answer this one question. Compare two models, whichever we have created, and see if value of adjusted R square has increased. So I'm asking this question. Guys, is the value getting increased? Value change हो रही है? And is the model getting improved? Is model improving?
Yes, sir.
Achha.
Yes, sir.
Now, okay, so in terms of adjusted R square, obviously, yes. Okay, so you might have done a little bit compromise on R square, but we know what is the drawback of R square and what is the advantage of adjusted R square over R square. Now, see, so which is the most significant variable? This is the most significant. Then the next significant, guys, this is, I think, QSEC, right?
0.09
Yes, so this becomes your second
QSEC.
QSEC. So उसके बाद कौन सा आ रहा है? उसके
AM.
बाद
0.1 AM.
AM. So this becomes your third. And then this becomes your fourth. And probably this is your fifth. Okay, now see these significant codes. Okay, so some people, so this is a question which I've get very frequently कि sir ये क्या चीज है. So this is nothing but for the user to easily identify. User to easily identify. Suppose if I have some numbers. Suppose I have the very same numbers, 0.1465, 0.1235, and then let me say 0.0678, 0.0692, then let me say 0.794, 0.891, 0.05676, 0.0479, 0.0572. So out of these numbers, if I ask you which is the most significant, then obviously you can answer this question. You can do a reading and then you can find it out. Okay, boss, that probably this one is the least one, right? So you can find it out. But suppose if I do something like this, if I mark it in red, then it becomes very easy to identify if I use some kind of color coding. Okay, so over here, color coding is not possible, but what they are doing is they are helping you out with some kind of stars. So if value is 3 star, then it would be the most significant. जैसे जैसे values कम होती जाएंगी, the numbers of stars will keep on increasing. So can you notice in front of WT, it is attaching 2 star. So user can easily pin down the values which are having 2 star, which are having 3 stars, and which are having 1 star. So if the value is around 0.01, then it would be having 1 star. If it is less than 0.001, then it would be having 2 star. If it is further less, then it would be having 3 star. If it is just around 0.05, it would be having a dot. So can you notice one dot also in front over here? एक dot दिखता है. So these star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star are for the user to quickly interpret the number. So don't worry much about these stars. Another thing, so lower the value, more would be your star. So it is something like your color coding, which you do normally in your when you are writing or doing a presentation to the customer. But in this software, probably color coding is not possible. So what they are doing, they are helping you out with stars. सबको समझ में आ रहा है guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So lower the p-value. So out of these 5 variables, let's try building the model. So basically, at the starting, what I did, at the starting, I used 10 variables. Then out of 10, I found the first 5. I found the 5 variables which are most important. Then I am seeing that my model has improved in terms of adjusted R-square. So I want to see, can my model improve further in terms of adjusted R-square? If yes, then probably well and good. If not, then we will finalize the model with these 5 or whatever. Or if you want, you can take 6 variables or whatever. Okay. So एक try करते हैं and let's try to see. So I have taken 5 variables. Let's see. So which one can we remove? If I have to remove one variable, कौन सा हम remove कर सकते हैं? So I can remove my drag. So what I'll do is I'll build another model. So what was the adjusted R-square? It was 0.832. And this time let me remove the drag. And इसके नाम को कर देते हैं 2. And let's see. So 0.8368 and 0.832. So a small improvement, 0.8368. And this time, can you notice it is giving WT, QSEC, AM, HP. Okay. So this is how basically you create your model. So please try it. Guys, any doubt, any question? Let me know, please. I'm just waiting.
No, sir. Done, sir.
Okay. What about others? बाकी लोगों का please बताओ. Dhruv, Kalpesh, Karthik, Lokik.
Done,
Sir.
sir.
No, you have done it, but any doubt, any questions? Is the things clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. Everything's clear.
Okay, chalo, ठीक है. अच्छा, chalo. If the model building part and the interpretation part is clear, let's quickly do one thing. Let's try to do our prediction also. Okay, so for doing the prediction, it's very simple. So let me say this model MTCast2 is the best model which I have created. Now what I'll do is to do the prediction. It is very simple. It is almost similar to what it was in Python. So for doing the prediction, I'll use my predict function. But predict function exists on its own. So predict. Now you want to predict using what? I want to predict using this model. If you want to do the prediction, then there should be some data on which you want to do the prediction. So for example, I say MTCast. And let me store it in predict values. So I should be able to do the prediction. So you can see your predicted values. These are your predicted values. Okay, so now everyone just hold on for a second. One thing which you need to keep in mind is when over here, when I'm trying to do the prediction on MTCast, my MTCast also contains my Y variable. So some people might be thinking that for doing the prediction, do I need my Y variable? Answer is no. If while doing the prediction also you need your Y variable, then what's the need of building the model? But in R, probably you may still have your Y variable. It can still do the prediction. But let's do one thing. Let me say df1 and where is my MPG? MPG is the first variable. So let me say MTCast. And so what I'll do, I'll say C2 colon and let me say 11 comma. And now you check your df1. So df1, no, df. Achha, sorry, my mistake. So over here it should be empty now. So this is for your rows. So this should be for this. Sorry, my mistake. C2 colon 11. Let's do. Okay. So till cow. Select cow. So what I've done, I have said select all the rows. So I am selecting all the rows. And 2 colon 11 means I'm not selecting the MPG column. So I'm not selecting the MPG column. I'm selecting it from cylinder till cow. Cylinder till cow. Okay. So now let's do one thing. Let's try to do the prediction over here. Let me say df1 predict values 1. And I should be able to do the prediction. Okay. So for doing the prediction, you don't need your Y values. But even if Y values are present, software will ignore it. It will only take your X values, because for doing the prediction, if you still need your Y values, then probably there is no point building the model, and you would never be able to use your model in your real life, because in real life, you would only be knowing your X and you need to predict your Y. Okay. So whether you have your Y or whether you don't have your Y in your data, once you have built the model, you can still do your prediction. And that is why in df1, I have purposefully removed the Y variable to showcase you. But keep one thing in mind, the line number 351 and the line number 344 are same. You don't need to remove it, but if you remove it or if you don't have it, or if you don't have the y variable, the model will still work. Remember in Python, when I used to do the predict, I only used to give my x. There was no need of y. Okay, so same thing over here. Done, guys? Can I have a confirmation, please?
Done, sir.
समझ में भी आया ना सबको? So doing is one thing, and I hope it is totally clear also, right? Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's find our error. So error is nothing but actual minus predicted. So from where would you get your actual values? So actual values will come from your empty cars, $MPG, and predicted values obviously you get from your this. Okay, these are your errors. Okay, so if you want, you can see your errors. And you can see your errors, or if you want, you can build your histogram on your error and see whether your histogram is normally distributed or not. Okay. If you want, you can do your box plot on your errors. So this is your box plot. If you want, you can find your MSC. Now, what is MSC? MSC is nothing but your mean square error. So you already have the error, you take your square. So how do you take a square in R? So for taking the square in R, what you can do is you can, so for example, if you want to take a square of 4 or square of 5, so what you can do is 5 capital 2. 5 raised to the power 2, you get your 25. So error, and then you take a square, and so mean square error. So you have taken the square, and then probably if you want, you can take the mean. So now this will give you your MSC. So how much is your MSC? So 5.00207. Okay. If you want to find RMSC, what you can do, you can say MSC, and then you can say 0.5, and you can see your RMSC. So this is your RMSC. If you want to find MAPE, so for MAPE, what do? We take the mean absolute percentage error. So error divided by your this thing into 100, and then if I take ABS, एब्सोल्यूट का फंक्शन क्या होता है? एबीएस होता है नहीं? Okay, so ABS is working. So, and then you take your mean. So how much is your MAPE? So 8.95 is your MAPE, mean absolute percentage error. Now this is at these points, my small assumptions are there that people still remember what is MSC, people still remember what is RMSC. root mean square, what is mean absolute percentage error.
Yes, sir.
See the formula, see the coding, and let me know any doubt, any question. एक बार ध्यान से देखो, अपने आप समझ में आएगा. So if you know what is MSE, so you first of all you find the error, then you take the square, and then you take the mean. So the same thing I've done. RMSE, you take the under root of MSE. Mean absolute percentage error. So error, percentage error. What is percentage error? Error divided by actual into 100. So same thing I've done. So error into 100 divided by actual. And ABS stands for your absolute. So I'm converting the negative percentage just also in positive. And then you take the mean. So same thing. Only thing is, since these have been discussed in Python, we are going a bit faster.
Done, sir.
Done. What about others, guys? Prathamesh, you were saying something? Your voice was broken, so I couldn't hear your question.
So I'm saying done.
Oh, okay, done. Okay, ठीक है, thank you.
Yes, sir, done, sir.
कार्तिक, लौकिक, okay, ठीक है, सबने कर लिया, सबको समझ में भी आ रहा है, ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so one more thing, let me say, if you want to check one more thing, you can just say plot and error. You can see your error terms, how these are scattered. So this is basically the scatter plot to see if any patterns are there. Okay. Okay. So now do one thing, guys. So basically, I'll not take any further. So I'll end the session over here. But I know that I need to take 2 more data set. So what I'll do, I'll take the lung cap data. So, and then followed by I'll take a bigger data. So for example, your property price. Okay. So now what I want everyone to do is try building the model over here. Try building the model. So that would be your practice. And if you want, you can build your model on the property price also. But when you're building the model on lung cap on property price, I want you guys to do your sampling. So build the model on your train and try to do the prediction on your test data. Okay. So that is what I want people to do. Try building the model after doing your data cleaning and this thing. Anyway, tomorrow when we'll meet, I'll take the these 2 data set in the class. So we'll try to build the model on lung cap and then on property price. But agar tum log ko time hai, and if you can try on your own, so that would be a very good practice. So tomorrow's class again would be dedicated to linear regression, and then probably we'll move toward the another models like your logistic or okay. And when you are building the model, please एक बार अपने linear regression की theory को revise कर लेना, because I can feel that somewhere people have forgotten a bit of theory, or at least hypothesis or somewhere. So they may remember, but then it's not on top of their mind. Okay. Okay, guys. So any other question, doubt, or if not, then probably I'll leave the session. Okay, guys. So I think people are good to go, and please spare some time. Data cleaning is already done. Sampling. एक second बताओ, sampling मैंने बताया है ना R में कैसे करना है, और haven't I discussed? So I'm just checking my code. Vaishnavi, is the sampling discussed? How to get sample?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, it's
Yes, sir.
discussed.
Discuss हुआ है ना? हाँ तो फिर ठीक है. फिर build your model, and this time build the model on train and do the prediction on test. Anyway, tomorrow we are going to take it up in the class also. These 2 data sets. Okay. So with this, I'll end the session. Thank you for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
एंड प्लीज थोड़ा पढ़ाई करते रहना सब लोग, है ना। दिवाली के बाद का टाइम है, सो फेस्टिव मोड से बाहर आ जाओ और स्टार्ट स्टडी।
Yes, sir.